I I never thought I'd be telling this story. My name is Sarah Blackwood, and this is how I inherited a nightmare. It all began on the day we buried my husband. The rain. It felt like the sky was weeping with me. Each drop, a cold reminder of what I'd lost. As they lowered his coffin into the ground, I felt so alone. But I wasn't. Something was watching me. Just for a moment I saw, no, it couldn't have been real. A face, pale as death, staring at me from behind a gravestone. At the wake, I overheard his aunt. Her words, they chilled me to the bone.
That house has always been hungry for souls. Poor girl doesn't know what she's inheriting.
Blackwood Manor, my new home. As I approached it for the first time, I could have sworn it was watching me, its windows, like eyes following my every move. The air inside was heavy, thick with the scent of old wood and something else, something I couldn't quite place. As I unpacked, placing photos of my late husband around the room, I felt a flutter in my stomach. My hand instinctively moved to it. Our child, our secret. If only I had known. If only I had run when I had the chance. That night I couldn't sleep. The house, it had a pulse. The attic air was thick with dust, dancing in the weak sunlight. And there, in a corner, I saw it. An old, leather-bound journal. As I reached for it, my fingers trembling, I heard a sound. Soft at first, then louder. A kitten, trapped and frightened behind a stack of boxes. I couldn't leave it there. And then, oh God. Then it happened. A cold wind, from nowhere. It howled through the attic, scattering papers, rattling the windows. My candle snuffed out in an instant. Plunged into darkness, I heard whispers, countless voices too faint to understand. As my eyes adjusted, I saw movement in every corner, every shadow, watching, waiting. I clutched the journal to my chest and ran, down the stairs, through the hallway, but with every step, I knew this was only the beginning. Blackwood Manor had welcomed me home, and it had no intention of letting me leave. I I thought I'd seen the worst of it, but Blackwood Manor, it was just getting started. The air grew thicker, heavier with each passing moment. That night, as I paced the endless corridors, my footsteps echoing in the oppressive silence, I noticed part of it and it was part of us. But then I felt it. A kick, strong and defiant. My baby, fighting, living. Because this was far from over, and Blackwood Manor, it had no idea what I was capable of. I don't know where I found the strength. Maybe it was the kick of my unborn child, or maybe it was the realization that I was the last Blackwood. As I stood there, Emma's inhuman screams echoing through the house, I felt something shift inside me, a power I didn't know I had, the power to end this, to break the curse. My hands, they were shaking as I picked up the journal. The leather felt alive, pulsing with dark energy, but I wasn't afraid anymore. I was angry. The symbols on the altar, they were moving now, writhing like snakes. I placed the journal on it and I began to recite the words, the counter ritual. Blood of my blood, hear my plea, break the chains, set us free. The reaction was immediate and terrifying. The walls, oh God, the walls began to bleed. Thick black liquid oozed down, forming faces, screaming faces. The floor, it cracked beneath my feet. I could see something moving down there, in the darkness, reaching for me. But I couldn't stop. I had to keep going. By the power of the unborn, I break this oath, long forsworn.
Sarah, stop this. Think of our child, the power we could have, the things we could do.
No, this ends now. No more sacrifices, no more souls. The house, it screamed. A sound like the world was ending. The walls shook, paintings fell, windows shattered, and the ghosts, oh God, the ghosts. They appeared everywhere. Faces I recognized from old family photos, victims of this curse. Some tried to stop me, clawing at me with ethereal hands, but others, they urged me on, their eyes full of hope. With this blood, this life I bear, I break the curse, I end the snare. I felt something tear inside me, pain like nothing I'd ever felt before. For a moment, I thought I'd failed, that the house had won, that my baby and I... But then I heard it, a sound like chains breaking. The house shuddered, dust raining down, and the ghosts, they began to fade, their faces peaceful. Free. Emma, it's over. We're free. I placed a hand on my stomach, feeling our child move. For the first time since this nightmare began, I smiled. We were safe, we were free, and we had a whole new life ahead of us. Blackwood Manor had been a house of horrors, but now it was just a home. Our home, and we would fill it with light, with love, with life,